Hey everyone, it's Grace to the Face, and welcome back to my channel and a new video. You guys, I am doing something a bit differently for you all, but it's not something differently from me. In these past couple of clips that you just saw, I was just prepping and priming my face with the e.l.f. Primer and the one size primer. So I primarily put the one size primer in my T-zone, specifically around my nose and my smile lines area, because I get really, really oily around my nose. And obviously I'm an oily skin girl. And then the e.l.f. Grip Primer, I'm putting it on the outside of my face. Now, as you guys can see, I have broken out really, really badly. You can see it in my chin area. This is actually a week where my cycle really showed up on my face, and I am combating that. And I figured, why not make a video showcasing you guys how you can still look beautiful when you have breakouts, right? Now, what I'm doing differently here is, the Charlotte Tilbury glow serum. Everything that I'm going to be mentioning as far as products and to include my brushes is going to be in the description box below. But the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, I put that right where I typically put my concealer, and I just want to do that for a brighter look, and you'll see that once the look comes together. And as you can see right now, I am brushing my face with the one size translucent powder. I got some on my hair, so I wanted to move that away. And so the reason why I put that on my face is because, again, I'm oily skin and I have to make sure that my makeup lasts. And in order to do that, I prep my skin. You saw me spray my face with the e.l.f. Primer Grip Spray. It's the adjacent and or the companion to the e.l.f. primer. And then I am using the Made by Mitchell contour and blush palette. And you guys, excuse me for the frame. I'm out of frame and I didn't realize it until later, but the Made by Mitchell palette is the palette that I used to hide my blemishes. It's actually a blush that I used right here, right now, where I'm blending it out with my finger. It's from the Made by Mitchell palette. It's the a bit lighter tone blush, but I used it as a color corrector because the color is going to blend with the foundation that I'm going to be using. And as you can see, I did it on both my left and my right cheek. Again, excuse me for the out of frame the out of frame viewpoint, but as you can see, I'm doing it on my left and my right, and I'm using my fingers because, ladies, your fingers are the blessed blending products that you can use, or the the best blending tools that you can use. And so I'm blending out underneath my eye now, but before, in the clip before, I used the Made by Mitchell palette, as well as my highlighter stick from Makeup Revolution, and also the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour wear concealer, and I created this concoction. Now, remember in the beginning of my video where I said that I used the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter to put it underneath. I put it underneath the same area that I'm blending, and it's because I wanted this beautiful bright eye look. And now, as you can see that I'm blending it, right now I am blending and it's not all the way blend, and you see how it is quite literally matching my skin tone. And fun fact, this is what I used to do when I had limited amount of makeup. When I first started out makeup, well into my 20s, honestly, I used to take what I had and I would mix it and I would create a perfect look based off of my base. And you see me shaking my head because, yeah, I ate that, period. And that's the beauty of makeup, right? That's what I love about makeup. I know how to make something out of limited amounts of resources because I had to learn how to do my makeup. I know I say this all the time, but my mother didn't play with me. She was very, very hard and strict on me when it came to makeup. Number one, she didn't allow me to wear makeup until I literally at the beginning of my 16th year. Even then, I only had, well, she gifted me this powdered eyebrow box that had 4 different eyebrows and a tool. And I kid you not, I had that eyebrow box for about 5 years. And that was the product that I used to perfect my brows. Maybe one day I'll show you guys how my brows used to look because baby. But anyway, moving on. I am going back to the area where I had a lot of breakouts and I am blending. You see how I am blending and I'm continuing to blend because, ladies, what I've always said, blending is your friend, right? And I am taking that product and I'm putting it underneath my nostrils because I have a lot of redding in that area. And so I'm canceling it out. And do you see how seamless my under eye look? Look at that. It quite literally looks like it's foundation, but it's only concealers and a highlighter and a blush, ladies. And now I am taking the NARS Laguna Cream Bronzer and I'm putting it on the tops of my cheekbones. As you can see, my face is being, or excuse me, my facial structures are more prominent now because your girl is slimming down, girl. Your girl done slimmed down. And now it is easier for me to place the concealer, or excuse me, the contour on those prominent facial structures because you can see them. And so when I tell you, ladies, I really want y'all to focus on doing the makeup that fits your facial features. This is what I'm talking about. Because a lot of the times in the beauty industry, we see all these makeup looks, and a lot of the times women who are just starting out, or even young ladies who are just starting out trying to figure out their makeup, you are looking at women doing makeup online and you think it's going to come out the same way, and it's not because everybody's facial features is different, which leads me into something that I really wanted to talk to you ladies about. You are unique. The way that you look, how your facial structures, the type of skin that you have, and who you are as a woman and or young lady, whoever comes across this video, you are different. And so it's so important that no matter what you decide to do with your face, no matter if you like to wear full glam, soft glam, basic look, the everyday professional woman, no matter what sort of career you have, it is important that you understand how beautiful you are. Because no matter how much makeup you put on your face, it won't matter if you don't think that you are internally beautiful. My mother used to always tell me and my sister, beauty comes from the inside, your spirit, your heart posture, who you are as a woman, and that beauty shines on the outside. And Grace to the Face is more than just showing the everyday professional woman how to do her face from the comfort of her home, but it's also motivation to tell every single woman who has ever felt in one way or another that she wasn't beautiful. I'm here to tell you that you are. You got to look in the mirror every single day and say, yeah, I am that girl and I am beautiful. Not because I'm physically beautiful, which helps, but because you are internally beautiful, which matters the most. Because time goes by and your physical beauty fades, ladies. And I'm not saying that there are not women who are elder and of older age that are not beautiful, but I'm just saying if that's the only thing that you're relying on, your beauty, your physical beauty, then baby, that gets old really, really quickly. And so as you see me doing this makeup right here, right, where I'm blending out my contour and making sure the base of my makeup is nice and making sure that everything is all blended, you have to understand that the reason why I am beautiful, and I'm pointing to the blemishes just to make you guys see that it's nice and blended. But like I was saying, the reason why I am beautiful is because I am beautiful on the inside, my spirit, my soul, who I am, my character, my heart posture. So every single time I slay a look and I'm over here teaching you guys something, know that it's coming from a pure and genuine and excited and beautiful place. I am a fierce spirit and a phenomenal, ferocious, intimidating, beautiful woman because God made me that way. And I really wanted to take this opportunity to showcase that while I'm teaching you guys something. And that's the whole basis of Grace to the Face. Like, my niche in my audience is the everyday professional woman. But if I'm being quite honest, my mission is to tell the everyday woman, no matter what she does, that she is beautiful. And if I can sit here and teach you guys how to do something, especially as complex as makeup can be, and also give you guys a motivation, then maybe when you look at yourself in the mirror without makeup, you'll realize that all that beauty is coming from the inside. Now, as you can see, this turned into some motivational talks and stuff like that. But I had it in my heart to tell you guys that I just sprayed my face with the Morphe Continuous Spray and, of course, the e.l.f. Primer spray. And I'm just reinforcing that contour. And do you see how that reddish, pinkish blemish color correcting that I put on the blemishes, you see how that is fading away on both sides? That's called blending, baby. Okay? So sis, when you are putting these products, especially cream products, right? Blend. And if you think that you've blended your makeup, blend again, baby. Because cream products can go from 0 to 100 real quick. And when I first started my makeup, first started to learn what works for my skin tone, right? I spent a lot of my time perfecting my brows and perfecting my base makeup because, of course, brows frame your face, but your base makeup is what's going to resist the test of time. So when you put it on your contour and you're putting on your extra highlighter or your extra highlighting concealer, as you can see me doing right now, you have to understand these are additives. But what you are seeing before I put all of this stuff, every step that you saw me while I was talking to you guys about, seeing yourself as a beautiful person on the inside, that was solely me focusing on my base. Because any good artist and any good product and any good foundation has a good base, quite literally it has a good foundation, etc., etc. And so I mainly wanted to focus the highlighting parts on the middle of my face. And so this additional concealer is a highlighting concealer. It's the e.l.f. Highlighting concealer, and I'm just focusing that on the inner corner, and I'm spreading it out because I kind of want this to look as bright as possible when the sun hits me. And I'm just using a brush to blend out that product. But as you can see, all the other places that I put all that product, right? And so the contour, the blush, that blush was from the Made by Mitchell palette. Again, I will be writing all the things that I used in the description box. I blended it out, and I'm putting a dot of that highlighting concealer at the top of my forehead because, again, I had already put concealer before and I don't want it to be too bright, but I want it to be bright. And I am blending and blending and I am blending some more. The bulk of this video is me blending because I mean what I say when I said blending is your friend. A lot of the times, if you spend a lot of time doing your makeup and it doesn't come out exactly the way it is, sometimes it's because of the products. The products may not factor in or may not do well with your skin type, which is important for you ladies to know what type of skin type do you have. Are you oily skin? Are you dry skin? Combination skin? So sometimes the products, they're great, even low end, high end products, but they don't adhere to your skin type. And the second thing I would like you to understand is you're not blending. You're not blending, baby. Do you see? Look at that. I hadn't even started blending it further and it was already looking beautiful. And once again, you see me using my fingers because if you are an OG YouTube watcher, the OG makeup girly, Sandra Deluxe, she taught me that your hands are the best tools you will ever need. And so between my brushes and my hands, my makeup was already seamlessly blended out. And now I'm just taking a beauty blender to just reinforce it. Because one thing about me, I can tell when makeup has been blended and when it cannot, because I spent a lot of my time blending my makeup out. Because if I'm being quite honest, I more so care about my base more than I care about anything else. My brows and my base. Everything else is cool. I can finesse it. But your base and your brows, if that's not applied and that's not blended in the way that it need to be blended, baby, you're gonna have to start again. So you see me spraying my brush because I'm about to put on my foundation. I'm still in a bit of a lighter shade. And so I'm just using the Laura Mercier lightweight foundation, but I'm only putting that foundation in the areas that I didn't put that concealer, not the concealer, but I didn't really have a lot of product on. So in the areas that I have my concealer, my highlighter concoction, and the contour, those are the areas that I'm not directly putting the foundation on yet, because you're going to see that I'm going to be blending it into what I already have. And I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't put that much product on the brush. And it's because I have been underpainting this entire time. So I don't know if you guys know that technique, but what I've been doing this entire time is just underpainting. And underpainting is basically doing your makeup in reverse. You do all of the additional additives before you put your foundation on. So, normally you would put your foundation on and then you'll put your concealer and then your contours, or you'll start with your brows, which is what I do. I typically start with my brows before I do anything. And I'm pointing to those blemishes area, and you see how they're gone. Well, not necessarily gone, but they're blended, because before I put that color correcting, or it's not even a color corrector, before I put the blush to use it as a color correcting, it was red and it was very pronounced and protruded out. But because I blended it out and I used my fingers, look at that. And so back to underpainting, right? That's what I was doing. I was doing the underpainting because underpainting is supposed to make your makeup look like skin. When you're in direct sunlight, it makes it look like you just have a bit of something on your face. It's supposed to be lightweight. So you have already done all of the bulk work prior to, and you just put a bit of foundation just to put everything all together. I am right now placing the translucent powder that I was using in the beginning all over my eye, because again, I want this makeup to last. And I'll be, outside all day, and I want the makeup to be able to look like a photo filter without the filter. And I also want to make sure that I look like me. So the older I get, the more I really love makeup that looks like me. In my younger years, starting out, I was really into the heavy makeup. Oh gosh, I was so into the heavy makeup. I wanted to look like a glamorous baby doll. But through trial and error and through wise counsel of many amazing women, my mother included, my sister, and just amazing women, and also one of my really good friends, they told me that, like, you are a type of woman that, like, you don't need too much. And that's not because they don't want me to wear makeup, because at the end of the day, I'm a glam girly anyway. That's how I started my makeup. I love a glam look. But some women, such as myself, don't need too much to look stunning. And the older I get, the more life I experienced, I love makeup that looks like me. So even though I started off with a fresh face, I still look like Grace. I still look like Gracia, and I'm stunning. And so whether you like a full face beat, or you like a simplistic beat, or you like something in between, which is what I'm doing right now, you will find all of that at Grace to the Face, because we cater to all sorts of everyday women, okay? Just because you're an everyday woman does not mean that you don't want to learn how to do a full face bleed. Come on now. Saying is, we have a diversified portfolio over here. You can learn a little bit of everything over here, right? And what I want you guys to remember every single time you're watching a video like this, or a video from Grace to the Face, is that I am beautiful, and I have a lot of knowledge, and I have a lot of experience, because trial and error. You know, I taught myself all that I know. And once you know better, you do better. And once you do better, you teach. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to teach. You know, I have a whole lot of wisdom, a whole lot of experience, and a whole lot to say when it comes to the beauty industry and beauty in general. But look at the face, period. Okay. Y'all don't mind my hair. It is what it is. I'm gonna redo it, but the face, Grace to the Face, for real. Look at that base. Do you see what I'm talking about? It looks like I never put anything on, and that's exactly what I want to see whenever you guys are doing your makeup. It looks like you never put anything on. You just put a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And right now I'm just covering my face with the Sephora Collection Micro Smooth Finishing Powder. You guys, that powder is lovely. And I am going back into the One Size Translucent powder because I want my under eye to be a bit more brighter than usual. It doesn't look like I have a lot of makeup on, because that's exactly what I wanted it to look like. Like, I don't have a lot of makeup on, but just because it looks like that doesn't mean it has to look like that. I hope you understand what I mean, okay? I wanted those areas to be highlighted. And then I'm doing a bit of reverse contour right there on both sides, because I want my contour to be as pronounced as my cheeks are starting to get. You know, those are the little bit of tips and tricks. Whenever you want your contour or the facial features to look a bit more pronounced, reverse contour, and then wipe that away with the finishing powder of your choice. Again, I'm using the Micro Smooth finishing powder from the Sephora collection. I will die on this hill. It's so beautiful, and I really hope Sephora never ever gets rid of it. I might have to go back and just get a whole bulk of it, because look at that. Do you see how just by blending that into those areas that I put that translucent powder, it looks like skin. It looks like smooth skin. It quite literally does what the name says. It's a finishing micro smooth powder. It makes everything so smooth. And it just makes me look even more stunning than I already am. Right now you see that I am just dipping my my brush into the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. It's another setting powder that is closer to my skin color, and it's basically a setting powder that is going to give your face an overall glow and further reinforce the smooth just basically the smooth transition of all of the products that you put on your face. I am using the e.l.f. setting spray once again, give you that glow. Look at that glow. And then I am using the Morphe Continuous setting spray. I love this setting spray. It's my all-time favorite setting spray. Do you see that glow? I know y'all see it. Voila. Like, no filter at all. None whatsoever. Do you see that? I know that's right. She's stunning. Okay. Face done by the one and only Grace to the Face.